Okay, so March 2021, my daughter comes over to my house. She's got deep gouges in between her legs, deep nail marks in between her legs. She was wearing like some leggings when she came over, and she put on a little dress that she has, and she sat on the couch, and I noticed that she had some big dark scratches, like deep scratches in her legs. I asked her what was going on. I said, "What is that, honey?" And it was upper thighs in between her legs, and she got emotional about it. And my two sons got defensive, and I started noticing a behavior. They got defensive because they didn't want to get in trouble or to get hurt again or to get abused over at Kendra's house for talking about it, for telling somebody. Okay, that's what happens. Every time my kids fucking talk about it or say something, they get in trouble or they get beat. And my daughter told the school, Manzanita Elementary School, she told her teacher that she got molested. And the teacher and the principal, because I had a fucking restraining order against me or whatever, called the police department. And the police department went down there and they talked to her, and then called Kendra. And Kendra went down there and Kendra told them that I was fucking lying and that I was telling my kids to lie to fucking get Jason in trouble. And this county is so fucking disgusting and it drives me nuts. And I'm not saying like everybody in the county, but I'm saying the DA, the judges, everybody who's defended Judge Gibson and Jason in this entire situation when Jason had a restraining order on against him in 2020, right? And Judge Gibson didn't fucking, that didn't fit his narrative of the bad things that he said about me from day one. So he basically railroaded this case and forged documents and signatures, and my fucking kids got molested again. And they got abused again. And that's Judge Gibson. That's what he does. That's his MO in Shasta County. I've just made it a huge deal to everybody else. So my kids have been abused in Shasta County. They've been getting abused since Kendra left my house. And this county, for some weird reason, wants to blame their dad, wants to blame me every time that my kids get hurt. My kids have been running away from Kendra's house since I've been in jail and out of jail. And nobody's talking about or saying anything because they don't want to get in trouble. And since I brought up human trafficking and stuff, and now it's, a lot of people are going to get life sentences, they definitely don't want to talk about it. So Stephanie Bridget, this is for you. When my daughter told me what happened at her mommy's house, okay, she was crying and we were talking together, and she was bawling her eyes out, saying that she didn't want her mommy to take her to the doctor anymore because every time her mom takes her, she lies about her, and she lies about it. So I took my daughter to the doctor, and Kendra and Jason have been listening to me on my phone, or the DA or whomever, right? Once they place whoever. And when I got to the doctor's office, they didn't want to help me because I had a restraining order against me. So this is what they say every time in Shasta County, and you'll notice this. Watch. They'll say I have an extensive criminal record. I just got arrested last year. I got arrested for child abuse. I got arrested for domestic violence restraining order. I got arrested for rape. Whatever the fuck they're going to say isn't true. It's all based off, one, forged documents and signatures, and they're shitting their pants about that now. But two, it never fucking happened. It never happened. None of it did. I never would hurt my kids or abuse my kids. And that's when my kids are running away from Kendra's house, is because these people are so nuts, dude. They're so insane that they would rather hurt kids and hurt my kids than to admit the truth. Okay, so this is the truth. My daughter gets hurt and molested over there. I called social services. I called Renee Johnson and Alicia Endicott. I called the police department. Okay, I called Alicia Endicott or Renee Johnson, and I talked to her for about 20 minutes about this. And she refused to help me with my daughter. She went over to Kendra's house and talked to Kendra, and Kendra said I was making it up. Okay? I told the judges in Shasta County. I wrote paperwork and filed it in Shasta County, and I guarantee it's not in the case file anymore. Okay? So my little girl that I was basically begging everybody to basically stop the court order so that I can keep my kids over here and protect them from Kendra's house, right? The police officers made me made me take my little girl back over to Kendra's house. Okay, so they know that. Anderson Police Department and Reading Police Department, they both know that. And the DA, they know that. And so my little girl goes back over to their mom's house, right? My little girl goes back over to Kendra's house. She's over there for a couple days, and she packs his dresses, or little clothes, in a little backpack and takes it to school, keeps it a secret the whole day. When I picked her up on Friday, she had these dresses in her little backpack. When we got home, she said, "Daddy, please take this to the FBI so they can help me. They can help us." And I said, "What do you mean, honey?" And she said, "Because I talked to police and they won't help me." She said, "No." She said, "Daddy, nobody will believe me." Well, she's my little girl, dude, and I've been her daddy since day one, and I fucking believe my little girl. And this is for her and my two boys who've been fucking beaten and tortured and abused in this county because a bunch of fucking spoiled little brats don't want to fucking admit that they made a mistake or don't want to admit what's really going on up here. It's disgusting. Stephanie Bridget, you're a disgusting human being. Judge Gibson, you're an even more disgusting human being. Bruce Gregory, Dr. Saunders, all these people that hurt children and they don't admit it or they don't say anything about it, and then other people defend them. Judge Ryan, because they're afraid of losing their jobs. This is for my little girl, okay? There's several pieces of clothing. I'm sure they could all be tested for DNA. They were all put in a plastic bag as soon as my daughter brought them over here, okay? It's a ballerina fucking dress, a little pink ballerina dress that she got hurt in the middle of the night. That's what she said, okay? And I guarantee you, you know what? This is how you find out fucking who did it or whatever you want to fucking say, right? Why don't you go fucking arrest everybody else involved in this case from day one and DNA test their asses? And what is that? That's a little pink dress, right? And there's a big blob right there glowing, right? Not only that, but I'm going to turn the light on and I'm going to show you. This only shows up with the black light. And I don't have a very good black light. I'm sure the fucking sheriff's department or the Reading Police Department would have something better, right? Maybe even like blood testing and stuff like that. And you could tell, look, you can tell it's a big blobs right there. And then right up here. Now, whether it be blood or God knows what, man, I'd sure like to know. Because I'm her fucking dad. I don't have a very good light, but I'm pretty sure you could see that, right? And that'd be a pretty fucking elaborate story, man, to make up this whole entire time that this was going on and I was telling everybody, right? That'd be a pretty elaborate story to just like finish it off like that, right? And then that's the pink dress. Nothing on there, right? Nothing on there, right? That's the spot right there, right? Now I'm sure there'll be some reason why fucking, I'm lying and they're telling the truth and, whatever else, right? But I'd sure like to know what the fuck that is because I'm their dad.